Do we need to build a broad coalition against the Epstein regime? Absolutely. At this point, this is like an official line we need to push. But here's the thing. The only people who can lead this kind of coalition are probably going to be communists. Everyone else, and I wish I was wrong about that. And who do I mean by communists? I mean us. And I want to be wrong, and I'm open to being wrong about that. But everyone else has some retarded ideological hangup that prevents them from being able to recognize the Popular Front as a general reality. Newsflash, only communists can recognize the commons, because where we see a pure Sophianic tendency among the people that is without ideological prescriptions, that is just this objective reality of the people versus the Epstein hegemony. We see that, but 99% of other people superimpose some retarded, highly idealistic framing that becomes a hang-up that prevents them from actually being able to build a coalition. And this is a profound irony a lot of people oftentimes overlook. Danko, what's up? It's like, in order to build a popular front, there needs to be a leading force that actually recognizes the general popular will without superimposing psychological and ideological coping mechanisms that people oftentimes do. So yes, we all want this coalition, but what's preventing it from happening? I'll tell you, the minute this coalition takes shape, the first thing that's going to happen is that the government is going to unleash psyops right and left. They're going to unleash the psyops that basically corner and berate and basically shame right-wingers, putting them on the defensive for allying with the left. And obviously, we're accustomed to the other psyop, right? Where remember the Rage Against the War Machine rally and all that stuff? They're going to unleash their CIA-fed agents to throw shit on us and say, "Oh, you're communists and you're allying with Massey and these. Look at the you're allying with Marjorie Taylor Greene. Oh, here's her record and here's her past. In 1924, Marjorie Taylor Greene did a Hail Hitler salute. Like, they'll run their psyop AI algorithm both on the left and the right, and they're going to kill it. And I can already see that happening right now. It's so easy. Do you understand? The ruling class, FBI, the CIA, they have mastered the art of dividing people. They've mastered the art of finding any little small thing to divide coalitions and divide the possibility of an effective popular front. They're very good at it. It's very cynical, but they're very good at it. Like, they'll prevent the right from entertaining left and vice versa. They're very, very fucking good at it. It's very effective. I mean, like, just think about it. Imagine you're like, even if you're Jake Shields, who like sympathizes with Hitler or whatever, subjectively, I don't actually think he's objectively a Nazi, by the way. I just think subjectively he has wrong views. But anyway, even if you're Jake Shields, if you come out and you're like, okay, I want to ally with the left, I think we need to join forces against the status quo. First thing that's going to happen is that the feds are going to activate their Zionist sleeper agents, whoever these fucking people are, Nick Fuentes, whoever. And they're going to be like, Jake Shields is a gay race traitor. He's a gay race communist. Jake Shields is a traitor to the white race, and they're going to like find a way to shame him and ostracize him for that and exert subjective pressure on him that makes him isolated from the community that he's in, making him ineffective. Now, if you're left-wing and you're advocating for a popular front, we've had experience with this. What they'll do is they'll say, oh, you guys are guilty by association. You no longer have these left-wing principles and values. You're not true Marxists. You're not true communists. You don't have these principles and values. You collaborate with fascists. You love fascism. You love Hitler. You're tied to this guy who was in the military 30 years ago, who's a part of the CIA, and they're going to Fed jack. They actually, it's funny, the left wing will Fed jacket you for associating with people who the feds actually are targeting because they consider them like traitors. So it's so funny. So this is how they destroy popular fronts. This is how they absolutely render them ineffective and absolutely eliminate them. And if we're going to even think about effectively advocating for a popular front, ACP Chan, as much as I sympathize, whatever, it's like we need a lot more than just creating a unifying platform. Frankly, we need an effective, a popular front needs to be it. Look, here's the problem. A popular front will never allowed to acquire a popular status. It will always be condemned as fringe and as marginal, and it will be reduced to the personalities and organizations that form a part of it. And that's an unfortunate fact. Popular fronts will never be allowed to express their popular substance and nature. They're always going to be reduced to the personalities and organizations that form these coalitions, and they'll ride or die by them, by their enemies. And I think I remember talking about, 100%. Movement for a People's Party was attacked by the feds and dismantled immediately, which is crazy because it wasn't even like this giant thing. But they sent some woman to make some allegation against the founder of MPP, and they just fucking destroyed and caved the whole thing. Funny that, right? Anyway, yes, the problem with thinking it's easy to call for an anti-Epstein popular front is, I made this thing. You need to distinguish a united front from a popular front. A united front is a coalition of different organizations, and that's it. But a popular front is a paradigm which recognizes an irreducible popular tendency that is not reducible to a specific organization or even a specific class. Dimitrov and the Comintern's theory of the popular front was actually distinct from the Trotskyite idea of a united front, because the Trotskyite united front proposed merely an alliance between different organizations, and only organizations of the working class, right? The theory of the popular front, which became integrated into Mao Zedong thought, recognized an irreducible popular tendency, out of which class distinction. I wrote about this in the Brahmins of Democracy, which is, nobody likes to read my shit, so whatever, right? But I wrote about this.